Right now it's 44.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you on this March 17th, St. Patty's Day, where everyone is Irish. I'm Art Lewis in my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. Wearing the green today. I am indeed. And our program brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, 989-295-7713 is how you contact Linda to put her to work for you for whatever your residential, commercial real estate needs are. And don't forget to stop into Cafe 476 at the Point, M46 and M47 in Saginaw Township. Later on, open phones, and at 11 o'clock on Focus, Buck Insurance. Ken Buck will be with us. But for this hour, today, of all days, is a wonderful day to talk about this because it's going to be 60 or more today. Gets folks like me with golf clubs thinking about the future. And to talk about it with us and also talk about St. Patty's Day, we have with us the golf professional and co-owner of Sawmill Golf Club. We say good morning to Adam O'Fairchild this morning. Adam, good morning.
Morning, Art. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, I am doing well. How was your winter? Did you get to play any golf?
I did, yeah. I went out probably 7-8 times. Got down to Florida, went to the PGA show, had a good time with my wife, and got to recharge the batteries a little bit.
Yeah, you need that every now and then, don't you?
For sure.
All right, so before we talk about the golf course, let's talk a little bit about the bar and grill and the restaurant at Sawmill, because St. Patty's Day is here today, and you got some plans for celebrating, don't you?
We do. In fact, we're kicking off the 2022 pub and grill season. Today's our first day opening back up. Chef Lee's already in here making everything happen, and then we got the corned beef and cabbage thing going for $15.99. Big plate of that, and if you don't like that, we've also got some other items. So if you bring your kids or something in and they don't like that, I'm sure we've got some hamburger fries and hot dogs and things like that.
All the good stuff, huh? Yeah. So
Right.
Now that the bar and grill's open, the pub and grill's opening again, and what kind of hours are you going to be keeping?
Well, we're doing our fish fries on Friday. We are going to be open this Saturday and Sunday for the games. So that is to be determined, but I think we're going to be in here about noon to about 9-10 o'clock, I believe, is what we're going to do on the. But I would caution people just to call, just to make sure, because I know it's a soft opening right now. As we get going into the season a little bit more, obviously we'll be expanding, and we'll have our expanded and set hours for the season.
So do you have a target date to open the golf course?
Well, we always say April 1st, but I'm telling everybody, I hope we get some rounds in here in March. I know Sunday looks like it's going to be a really nice day, but we're going to have rain Friday and Saturday. So course is still very soft and very wet. And I know it's been a long season. We've been getting a lot of phone calls, a long winter, I should say. So just tell people, be patient, because it's just not playable yet. It's just way too soft out there. So we're hoping a good rain, shake things up, get the rest of the frost out of the ground, what may be left out in the woods in the back nine, and get things firmed up a little bit and get folks out there and let them golf.
Adam, you folks have done a lot of work on that golf course in the last year. You took out a lot of trees and things of that nature. What's planned for this year?
Well, we actually did some work this winter, Art. We I don't know if people that have played our place, if they're familiar, our 14th hole, it was kind of a little tough. Didn't play really well for the ladies. It was it was an odd layup off their tee box. They had to hit something really short and then try to carry quite a bit of wetland. And it was a very difficult hole for ladies and seniors. We got a permit to expand our fairway into the wetlands.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so we actually are expanding our fairway, and we've already to do that. We added a little bit to the pond between 1 and 10. Sorry for you folks. It's making it a little bit tougher off the first and 10th tees. We got just have to hit it straight. Aim over the driving range on 10, people.
No,
but yeah, it's going to be really nice. I think for everybody, it'll really help the ladies, the seniors, and I think it's a nice little risk reward for the rest of the folks that want to try to squeeze it down the fairway a little further.
you have no idea how happy that makes me. That hole is my nemesis.
We did it just for you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Right. Yeah. Of course you did. It's interesting though, and I never realized it because, you got this masculine thing. I'm going to hit from the farthest tee I can, I've come to realize at my age, and I'm 79 now, how much more fun it is moving up and hitting from the front tees. I mean, yeah, I'm enjoying the game more because of it.
When I first came out here, just to tell you how we've all aged a little bit. When I first came out here, primarily most of the people were hitting off the blue tees, and now it's more like the whites and even the gold tees. So
yeah, I recognize the gold. Oh yeah, absolutely. So in terms of the memberships and things of that nature, when do you start pushing the memberships, or are you doing that already?
Yep, we've already got some members in. All the information. We've got different types of memberships. We got a Class A, which is 7 days a week. We have a Class B, which is weekday, Monday through Friday, and we have a Class C membership, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And they include golf cart and driving. And all that information's on our website, www.thesawmill.com. And all that. And if they have any questions, give me a call personally at the pro shop, and I can go over and explain anything if they have any questions with any of those memberships.
Adam, let me ask you. You've been at it a while. You've been a PGA pro for quite a while. How has the game changed?
Oh, I think I'll tell you one thing that really I was impressed with. I think the game is, and I'll get back to it, but or at least on the tour level, has become more about just hitting it as far as you can hit it.
Yeah.
Hit it high, take the spin off the ball, just go down and find it and hit it again. And I was really impressed the second day at the Players, watching Justin Thomas hit shots. Actually hit shots like the old school old guys used to do. Keep the ball low, carve it right, carve it left. It was a beauty to see. And Rory McIlroy, playing right alongside of him, didn't have a clue. He just kept hitting full shots high in the air, and I think I think technology. Go ahead, Mark.
It was course management, wasn't it? I mean that was the old days, was course management.
Sure, it was really needing to put the ball in the fairway, needing to hit the shot required. And now it's just it's all about the long game and how far can we hit the ball, and a little. It's sad a little bit. I guess it's fun for the recreational guy. If it helps him hit the ball farther, that's great. But it's taken a little bit away from the skill of the game, I think.
Well, yeah, I can remember when Tiger Woods came on the scene. Everybody wanted to hit the ball like Tiger Woods. Everybody wanted to, and nobody can. Nobody could anyway in those days.
No.
And now we have Bochambeau and people like that. I don't think that's good for the game. I think it's going to hurt the game in the long run, because everybody's going to make golf courses longer and harder and harder. And what's that going to do for the average person?
Correct. And I think maybe we're seeing a little glimpse of what happens when you're swinging that hard and that fast. DeChambeau's been hurt, and I think you'd see more and more of that from trying to get the most out of the maximum swing speed that they can get. Your body's gonna be taxed a little bit, and you're gonna get injuries. So
now, the guy with the wildest swing that I ever saw was John Daly. His club goes back so far it almost hits his legs on the backswing. He just he really rips it.
He does,
so,
but he had some nice touch and feel. His short game was.
He did. Yeah, absolutely. And that's half the battle. My dad was a very good golfer, and he could tell you where the ball would land within 10 yards, either direction, right, left, and front and back too. And he had the touch. He never was a long hitter, but he had the touch, and particularly around the greens. I mean, that what's the old line? You drive for show, you putt for dough, right?
You do, and then I'll watch when spring comes and everybody's itching to get out here, and the driving range opens up, and the driving range will be packed, and you look over at the short game area, practice green, and you see just a few people hitting a few putts to warm up to go out and golf.
Yeah,
and really,
that's where they should be.
Right. People want to focus on getting better this year. They should probably spend some time on their short game, their chipping and their putting and their pitching, and it will make a big difference in your score.
All right, Adam, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk more with Adam Fairchild. He is the head pro and co-owner of the Sawmill Golf Course in Saginaw Township. More on that when we return here on WSGW. Today is St. Patrick's Day, and as we at Big Gicks would like to help you spread a little bit of Irish cheer. In honor of this special day, shamrock plants are now buy one, get one free. If you're lucky enough to be Irish, or if you're just Irish for the day, may a shamrock help you brighten each and every day. Remember, shamrock plants, now buy one, get one free at Big Gicks Nursery and Garden Center for the best and friendliest selection. Big Gick Nursery and Garden Center, West Side Saginaw Road in Bay City. And while I have your attention, let me tell you about my friends at Thalen Auto Group on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. All those dealerships are lined up side by side. Audi, Volkswagen, Subaru, Mazda, Honda, Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. What that allows them to do is take all of their pre-owned vehicles and put them on the lots so that you have one-stop shopping for the largest selection in the Great Lakes Bay region. The Thalen Auto Group, proud to be your one-stop shop. Hundreds of vehicles to choose from, all right there on North Euclid Avenue. More selection than anyone else. You can also shop certified pre-owned vehicles from their collection of marques. You don't have to go from dealership to dealership to find a good selection now. You just stop at the Thalen Auto Group on Euclid Avenue in Bay City and spend the afternoon shopping or browsing. If you don't want to do that, go online to thinkthalen.com where you'll see all the vehicles. The Thalen Auto Group, the Thalen brothers, Mike, Joe, Pat. The Thalen family has been in the automobile business for over 45 years, serving your needs, and they're happy to make you a member of their family. Thalen. We'll be back with more.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-do retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement, 848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Do you owe the IRS dollars or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or in IRS send you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
Fresh news on the economy. The number of people filing for unemployment benefits for the first time last week declined by 15,000 to 214,000. Continuing claims, those still receiving benefits, dropped to 1.4 million. Also, groundbreakings for new homes. Housing starts improved last month, increasing by 6.8% on an annual basis. The number of permits for new construction declined. Futures are pointing to some selling today after yesterday's rally that followed the Fed raising its key interest rate by 0.25 percentage point and preparing the U.S. for another 6 rate increases this year. Toyota now says it is cutting its global vehicle production target for next month. Toyota's dealing with the continuing semiconductor shortage. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
When it matters, companies need more than just a delivery service. Cintas delivers full service and the reliability that comes with having a dedicated Cintas service rep who understands your business, which means they deliver confidence and peace of mind too. For uniforms, cleaning essentials, mats, first aid and safety supplies, and fire protection services, discover the personal attention you get with Cintas.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for
Inflation in Michigan and the Midwest, highest in the nation. Annette Glenn is running for state senate to fight for new jobs, energy independence, to cut fuel costs, cut taxes, and drug costs. Annette Glenn, fighting for us. Paid for by Annette Glenn for state senate.
Mi Gente on Air.
His music is filled with passion and love equal to the legendary sonic charge of his guitar. The sound of Carlos Santana is one of the world's best-known musical signatures. I'm your host, Larry Rodarte, and this rock and roll legend, he joins me to discuss his 50-year career in captivating the world. Join us.
Mi Gente on Air, Sunday evenings at 8 on WSGW and online WSGW.com.
On the next Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins show,
the White House is scrambling because Joe Biden called Putin a war criminal.
Scramble and Joe Biden go hand in hand, don't they?
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins, weekdays at noon on 190 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you, talking to Adam Fairchild, head pro and co-owner of the Sawmill Golf Club on M47 in Saginaw Township. Adam, let's talk equipment a little bit. You know, if you read the magazines, you watch television, whatever, and you see any golf advertising, everybody's driver is the best. How does a golfer choose the right club for themselves?
They need to really go test them out and get fitted. Fitted is probably really important. There's it costs you a little bit, but it's a small price for what it costs you actually for a driver these days. So if you're going to invest that kind of money into a driver, it really makes sense to get fitted, to get on a TrackMan, to test, so many variables in it now. The look of the driver, the feel of the driver, the sound is important, but also the shaft. You get a good right combination of shaft, head, loft. You might be able to pick up another, 10 yards or so, which is pretty big on the golf course. The difference between a 7-iron or an 8-iron for you, Art. Maybe I'll get the ball a little closer to the hole.
Yeah, but I have this saying that is stuck with me all my life, and I learned it from my father, really. And that is, the most expensive club in the hands of a bad swing produces the most expensive bad shot on the golf course. It's all in the swing. And the club, yes, you have to have a feel for it, and it has to feel good in your hands and all that. But too many golfers worry about the equipment and not their swing, don't they?
Oh, yeah, yes, for sure. You need to work on your game. I mean, you can't buy, is the old saying, and it's true. I mean, you can take your swing, and you're only going to get so much out of it if there's flaws in the swing. You try to work with somebody like myself or some of these other fellows in the area here to work on your swing, to work on your fitness. That's the one thing is too, we can teach you the proper way to swing, but not everybody can do it because they're physically, they're too tight. They got to work on a stretching program or a strengthening program. So there's more involved to it. But that's the beauty about golf. We're all striving to get better. So equipment's part of it, but really it's a small part of it. To get better, you really need to work on your game,
And, you see guys with, every club in the world in their bag. And you really wonder sometimes. My dad, when he would practice, and he was a very good golfer, and, he would practice and he would take half his clubs. He wouldn't take them all. He would learn to hit shots with so many, maybe he'd take a bag with 6 clubs in it and go out and swing and practice. And that was his practice time, and he learned how to do things with each club that he may not have known if he had every club in the bag possible.
That's true. When I was growing up as a kid, I would go out in the evenings by myself, and I would play 3 balls, and each ball I would try to do something different. So out the tee I would try to hit a low draw, and the next one would be a high fade, or and obviously second shots in the green, same thing. You're working on trying different things, using your imagination, your creativity, and trying to figure some things out. So I think it just made.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because the other side of that coin is most golfers think too much, don't they?
Yeah. Analysis by paralysis, right? I mean, you can see some of these guys get over the ball, and you're like, oh, what are they thinking? They're just like locked. I don't think they can pull the trigger sometimes. So, yeah. It really, you want to work on the game on the practice tee in the driving range, and when you get out on the course, it's ball, it's target. Try to clear your head of a million thoughts and just go and enjoy the game.
And you'll be given lessons when the course opens, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Adam, I've taken Adam's lessons. He's a great teacher because he's non-judgmental. He doesn't yell at you. Very appreciative.
Very well.
Let's end by reminding everybody about the Pub and Grill going to be opening up today for St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah.
And so what's the schedule this week for the remainder of this week?
Yeah, well, we're going to be open today for the corned beef and cabbage, green beer, Michigan basketball, all the good stuff. So it's a good way to season here. And we're 12 o'clock Friday for fish fries. And I believe we're going to be 12 o'clock Saturday, Sunday for the games. We're just, waiting for times to be posted for the games. I know we're going to do some wing specials on the weekend. Some really good wing specials. So if you want to come out, watch the games, we're the place to be.
Tell everybody where you are.
We're at 19 Sawmill Boulevard, right off Midland Road, Saginaw Township. We're sandwiched between Hospital and Hackett Roads, and you can't miss us.
All right.
Come on in and see us. Welcome, everybody.
Can't wait for the course to open.
I can't wait to see you.
All right. We'll stop in, Adam. Have a great day.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye now. Adam Fairchild, head pro and co-owner of the Sawmill Golf Club. We thank you for being with us today. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the program right through 11 o'clock this morning. 989-752-6111 is the number to call from wherever you are, because most carriers don't charge you long distance and roaming anymore. And we will be back with a number of things to talk about on this St. Patty's Day.
For over 45 years, Fast Eddie's Car Wash and Oil Changes has been a part of your community. We want to acknowledge our nurses, doctors, law enforcement, firefighters, and so many more men and women who are first responders. Stop into any of our Fast Eddies and get a first responder discount any day of the week. Get $15 off a full service oil change and $15 off your next service. And every Friday, everybody gets $2 off our premium washes. A small gesture to thank our first responders and loyal customers. Fast Eddie's also knows finding and buying a new vehicle is hard right now, and it's essential to take care of the vehicle you have. Our trained technicians use top quality products that will protect your engine against its best. A car wash from Fast Eddie's uses twice the foam, twice the wax to help remove salt and keep your vehicle clean this winter. We take pride at Fast Eddie's by meeting all your vehicle's needs, both inside and out. As a family-owned business, we have 16 locations across Michigan, and we take pride in our product and customer service. Fast Eddie's, your one-stop shop for all your vehicle's needs.
How do you make the most of your mow? Tony and Melissa do it on a John Deere Z530MC track mower.
Jump out of the house, a cup of coffee, and I'm at work.
You're riding around, it's like going on a go-kart. And for Robbie, he uses his John Deere X350 lawn tractor to turn his yard into
a happy place. It's a great... I work on my mind, body, and well-being.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your mow. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why are you paying full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? You can check out our deals right now from Salon Blue Day Spa and Boutique, 120 Fitness, Uplift Creative Center, Woody's Hot Dogs, Wonder Burger, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
You have the chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate to a participating business for your Mid-Michigan home improvement. The contest presented by HBA of Saginaw Home and Garden Show on WSGW. Simply head online to WSGW.com. Scroll down the homepage and find. When you enter, you choose the business that you would use your $1,000 gift certificate if you are the winner. Businesses include Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, Bay Landscaping, Thumb Bank and Trust, Roof Max, M&R Garage Doors and Openers, Premier Concrete Admixtures, Reamer Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Maple Hill Nursery, Wolf Files Ace Hardware, Delta Door Sales, Cranes, L&M Appliance, Artel Heating and Cooling, Baxter Building Center, A Plus Plumbing and Mechanical, Members First Credit Union, the Gick Nursery and Garden Center, Freeland Marketplace. Deadline to enter is March 25th. The Mid-Michigan Home Improvement Contest presented by HBA of Saginaw Home and Garden Show on WSGW.com.
And we will be broadcasting from the HBA of Saginaw Home and Garden Show this Saturday. I'll be down there from 9 to 11. You can listen for my reports right here on WSGW.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. And as we mentioned, open phones for the remainder of the program, right up through 11 o'clock. A number of things to talk about. But I want to go back to something we've talked about a lot on this program, electric vehicles. And we were discussing yesterday electric vehicles and, how long is it going to be before we'll have to buy one? Do people really want them because of the cost and all of that? Well, there are a couple of headlines today that'll answer the question, do people really want them? Ford Motor Company has announced the Ford F-150 Lightning EV pickup has sold out before the first consumer-bound truck is even built. What does that tell you? I mean, this is, Ford received about 44,000 reservations in the first 48 hours after unveiling the F-150 Lightning. And since then, they've received 200,000 more. So, I mean, kind of answers the question, is there a demand? And they're going to begin production of vehicles headed to dealers sometime this year, early this year. Consumer deliveries are slated for next spring. Wow. But that's not all. The next story, Ford's electric Mustang Mach-E, hot and becoming scarce. Hard to find because they are selling out. It is still possible to buy one if you can find it. It's possible to buy the E-Select or GT model, but the rest of the lineup is sold out. So what does this tell us about the future of electric cars? We all say government's going to push us there, and I think probably there's some truth to that. But, in the society we live in, the marketplace, marketplace, it contributes, it creates the demand, if you will. If there were no buyers for the F-150 Lightning truck, they wouldn't be building them. And now they can't build them fast enough. They're sold out before they even begin production. There is a market out there for electric vehicles. Now, I'm surprised it's as big as it is right now because of the price of these vehicles. But there is a market. Let's see. Mark is on the road. He starts us out. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How
Morning.
are you, sir?
Doing all right.
You're looking sharp on that shirt today, by the way.
Hey, thanks. my I don't know what they call this plaid sweater. It's a golf V sweater.
Yeah.
V-neck. Yeah.
That looks nice.
Thanks.
Hey, two things. Yesterday, our government was focused on cornrows and okay in the workforce. I just don't understand the thinking of that. It's so off of what everything else is going on in the world. But the one that just made me lose it last night was Jesse Smollett being released from jail. I thought nobody was above the law, and now you can do a racist hate crime and have plenty of evidence against you that supports that crime, and you can be let out of jail.
Well, all right, hang on a minute now. Hang on a minute.
Sure. Yeah.
Because we're going to use that analogy. The law has to be equally applied to everyone. And others are let out on appeal. So why wouldn't he? I mean, that's just, he has the same rights as a defendant as anyone else does. The only difference between Smollett and others is how much news and, press time he gets because he's well known. But that doesn't take away his rights. And if the courts feel that he has the right to be out on bond or released while the appeal is going on, he deserves the same rights as everybody else. As much as I may not like what he did, and I believe the courts that, I believe that he did what they accuse him of. You can't, if you take away his rights, you take away your rights.
Well, I understand. Yeah, but he falsified a hate crime. I mean, that's not a right to falsify something. You need to be held accountable.
Well, he was, but he also has the right to appeal, and he has the same rights as everybody else on appeal. That's the point.
So is it possible?
You're not saying he didn't do the
jail?
I'm sorry?
Is it possible he could still go back to jail?
Oh, of course. Yeah, if he loses the appeal. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It doesn't eradicate. The only time it eradicates it is if the appeal court rules against the primary court and they say no and order a retrial or whatever. But if he loses on appeal, he's right back where he was. They haven't eradicated that. I mean, it hasn't changed anything. I just, I am always cautious about those things because we're quick as a society to want to take away the rights of those who we feel has wronged us. But at the same time, we have to realize when you do that, you diminish your own rights. So Smollett will have his day in court again. And if he loses it, he's right back where he was.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Good enough, Mark. Yeah, appreciate the call. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Yep.
All right. Lines open for you. Give us a call. It's the Art Lewis Show for this Thursday morning, St. Patty's Day. Sure and rigora, as they say.
Service Master by Fusen, your fire, water, and storm damage restoration experts. Did you know a home affected by hoarding can be dangerous and unhealthy? Dramatic action is required to address the problem and help the customer get on the road to recovery. Service Master has developed a successful cleanup service program that uses a proven process to help resolve hoarding situations, large or small. For more information on hoarding cleanup, visit ServiceMasterByFusen.com or call them.
Ever heard the grass is always greener on the other side? If you're in a dead-end job, you want greener grass. Well, My Computer Career can help. In months, not years, they can give you a new life as an IT pro. You learn from home by taking classes live online. Financial aid is available for those who qualify, and My Computer Career offers lifetime career services, which helps you find jobs with companies begging for IT pros. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
I regard voter integrity as one of the single most important issues in the state.
Quality elections mean secure elections. Perry Johnson, the renowned quality guru running for governor, is working to make sure every voter must show valid identification.
Every time you go to cash a check, they're asking for an ID. My son needs an ID to even go to school.
Perry Johnson will hold Detroit accountable when voting statistics aren't correct. Help Perry Johnson bring quality elections to Michigan by visiting qualitymichigan.com and signing Perry's qualitymichigan.com. Perry Johnson revolutionized the automobile industry. He can bring honesty and clarity to our elections.
Certainly, a voter ID should be required for the greatest right bestowed on an American citizen. Paid for by Perry Johnson for governor.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you fail to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialize in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax tax issues easier. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Now, a WSGW Morning Team Show memorable moment. A parade of hearses is planned in the Michigan community of Hell, part of an attempt to regain a spot in the record books. The Hellfest Nightmare Cruise is Saturday, about 45 miles west of Detroit. The parade follows an all-hearse car show, and the Hell-based car club says it's trying to take back a Guinness World Records mark set last year when 51 vehicles made the parade. That got the event a Guinness World Records honor, but organizers say a hearse parade in the Netherlands has since brought out 107. So there's a number they've got to beat.
So they did lose the record, but they're going to try and get it back.
They're going to try to get it back. So I don't know where in hell they're going to get more than 107 hearses, but good luck with that.
Just reporting the news.
I understand. It's it's a small town. They can't have that many funeral directors.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
Underneath for Dickens in a two-hand stump, and it's 37-24, Maize and Blue.
It's NCAA tournament time for the Michigan Wolverines. The Maize and Blue take on Colorado State in the opening round, live Thursday morning. 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Just want to finish up talking about the electric vehicles and Ford. The Mach-E, which is their mass market vehicle. But I want you to listen to the prices. And remember now what I said earlier. There were originally 5 trim levels for the Mach-E. They were called the Select, the GT Performance, the Premium, and the California Route 1 model. And prices go up with the trim you select. The Mustang Mach-E Select, that's the rear-wheel drive edition, has a sticker price of $43,895 plus an $1,100 destination fee. When you move up, the GT model, and these are the two that are available right now. You can still find Selects and GTs if you search hard enough. The GT model, $61,995 plus the same $1,100 destination charge. Now in the Select, there's only one motor and it develops 266 horsepower. In the GT, it's one motor per axle for all-wheel drive and 480 horsepower with a larger battery, and it gets 270 miles of range. And the others, I don't even have the prices for and their horsepower. You can't get them anyway. Now, if you were to order, for example, a Mach-E today, one of the bottom ones, the Select or the GT, you could expect delivery at the earliest in August. At the earliest. So anyone who doesn't think that electric vehicles are going to be popular, just remember the F-150 Lightning is sold out before they even built one. Hundreds of thousands of reservations. And the Mach-E is getting scarce. And that's just Ford. That's just Ford. going to be interesting to see the EV wars that develop between manufacturers. It isn't going to be long. We've already seen some of it's on television now, where you see the EV commercials. It's actually just in its infancy, and we're just now beginning to see the effects. And with the infrastructure bill that was passed in Washington, and they actually build these, tens and tens of thousands of charging stations across the country. It's the wave of the future, folks. Like it or not, that's the way it's going. All right, we're going to take our last break this hour. Come back next hour, by the way, open phones for the entire hour.
It's time to dust off your shamrocks and shillelaghs and head to the Sawmill Pub and Grill March 17th for a St. Patty's Day party. Doors open at noon and we'll be serving up your favorite corned beef and cabbage. So grab a group of friends for dining or call 989-793-2692 for takeout. The Sawmill Pub and Grill looks forward to seeing you March 17th for what is sure to be a grand celebration. So come out, eat, drink, and be Irish. The Sawmill Pub and Grill, located at 19 Sawmill Boulevard in Saginaw Township off M47.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
The CFOs that get it, get it. The CFOs that don't. Behold the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer. This isn't some bean counter. Today's CFO is critical to the strategy, growth, and profitability of the business. But in growing companies, there are two kinds of CFOs. One who's struggling to keep up with spreadsheets everywhere, manual processes, errors, and lack of visibility into the numbers. It takes weeks to close the books. And one who's on reports. Inventory, e-commerce, and HR flow into the financial model seamlessly. Insights coming with a click of a button. This CFO uses NetSuite by Oracle with visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting. NetSuite is everything you need to grow all in one place. That's why NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system used by over 28,000 growing businesses. Like I said, the CFOs that get it, get it. The CFOs that don't. Head to netsuite.com/radar for a special one-of-a-kind financing offer. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
The WSGW Morning Team Show. Weekdays 5 on WSGW.
All right, welcome back on this St. Patty's Day. We're heading up toward the top of the hour. We have news from CBS, that's the National and International Report. And then, of course, the local report brings you up to date on what's happening in the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. And as I said, we'll be back after the news with another open hour on the Art Lewis Show to talk about whatever you would like to chat about. Talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM,
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The war in Ukraine enters its 4th week today, and the European Commission is condemning a Russian attack on a theater in Mariupol, where more than 1,000 people had been sheltering in the basement. Commission spokesman Peter Stano.
The siege has to be lifted, the bombardment and the attacks against civilians.
No word on deaths at the theater, but survivors have begun to emerge. There have been more bombardments in Kyiv and elsewhere. Correspondent Imtiaz Tayab.
In the eastern city of Kharkiv,
An inferno. Russian shelling killing at least 3. This resident saw it all. I think there were several rockets or grab missiles. Boom, boom, boom. And then the fire broke out.
The White House says President Biden plans to speak to Chinese President Xi Jinping tomorrow to discuss the war in Ukraine. There's a massive effort underway in Poland to feed tens of thousands of refugees.
2 weeks ago, this giant warehouse was empty. Into a giant kitchen.
Today we're making 3 different types of soup.
This is all the work of the nonprofit group World Central Kitchen, founded by celebrity chef Jose Andreas.
In Poland, we're delivering about 50,000 meals every day.
Volunteers come literally from around the world. Where are you from?
Montana. I'm from England. I'm from California.
Sun Valley, Idaho. You know, when you hand people a bowl of soup and you see that smile come across their face, that's all the reward you need.
Steve Futterman, CBS News, Przemysl, Poland.
Gas prices have soared here since the start of the war in Ukraine. A millionaire businessman in Chicago, ex-mayoral candidate Dr. Willie Wilson, is giving it away for free. They're lined up.
There's a lot of other individuals that are capable of doing it that make 7-figure incomes and also make 6-figure incomes, and they just watch their bank accounts.
Wilson pitched in $200,000 at gas stations across the city. St. Patrick's Day parades are back after a 2-year pandemic pause. A pre-parade service at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City, bagpiper Joe Brady will march up Fifth Avenue.
There was a certain feeling of despair, like where are we going? Now that despair is turned into somewhat of jubilation.
The Recording Academy has just announced Joni Mitchell is its Music Cares Person of the Year. She'll be honored at a tribute concert in Las Vegas on April 1st, 2 days before the Grammys. Among the performers, Chaka Khan, Herbie Hancock, Cyndi Lauper, and Mitchell's ex, Stephen Stills. The Dow is down 40 points. This is CBS News.
If cold winter calls have turned into warm spring leads, you need Indeed, the all-in-one platform to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine Pancreatic Insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Okay, so we got the chorizo dumplings, the cucumber empanadas.
Sarah's food truck is popping off. If she doesn't find a new chef, her truck will be stuck.
I'll quit this morning, so Jessica, I'm gonna need you on the fryer.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 51 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percho. A Bangor Township man has been sentenced to probation for shooting at his brother after he made a joke about his ex-wife's cooking. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
In addition to the 3 years of probation, 43 to complete mental health and substance abuse treatment, including counseling and a psychiatric medication review. In February, he pleaded no contest in Bay County Circuit Court to 1 count of assault with a dangerous weapon, normally a 4-year felony. In exchange for the plea, a 10-year felony charge of discharging a firearm in or at a building was dismissed. Court records say on June 25th, Bay County Sheriff's deputies responded to a domestic violence report involving gunfire in the 3300 block of East North Union after a third man had run to a nearby home asking them to call 911 to report the shooting. The The three had been hanging out in Phelps's garage when the older brother made a joke about Phelps's ex-wife's cooking, leading to an argument and gunfire resulting in a bullet passing by the older brother's head by about 6 inches. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Police in Bridgeport Township are asking for help locating a suspect wanted in catalytic converter thefts. Catalytic converters reduce toxic emissions from internal combustion engines and are often stolen for their metal, which can sell for as little as $50 or $100 on the black market. Police in Bridgeport are investigating February 13th around 7 a.m. at a business in the 3700 block of Sherman Street. A suspect cut the part from a vehicle but left it at the scene. The second incident took place March 5th, also around 7 a.m. in the 4700 block of Dixie Highway. 4 converters were stolen from 4 separate vehicles by who police describe only as a black male. Anyone with any information can call 989-777-2800 or the Saginaw County Central Dispatch at 989-797-4580 to report any tips. 2 Greta Van Fleet concerts have been postponed due to illness. The shows were scheduled this week in Flint and Ypsilanti, but the Detroit Free Press, Jake Kishka and singer Josh Kishka woke up sick Wednesday afternoon. COVID-19 has reportedly been ruled out, but the shows have still been called off. The Flint and Ypsilanti shows would have wrapped up the group's 5-city stop in Michigan on their Dreams in Gold tour. The shows will be postponed until September 13th and 14th. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Hi, this is Jessica. And at United Financial Credit Union, we want to help you save money on your monthly payments. Right now, you can take advantage of our debt consolidation loan and combine those high-rate loans into one low-rate monthly payment. This year, focus on you. We're here to help you improve your financial health with our debt consolidation loans, free financial counseling, credit rebuilding options, and so much more. Call, click, or stop in to transfer your high-rate loans to our debt consolidation loan today. Not a member? Never been easier to open an account. It's time for you to check out your local friendly credit union and see how we will put you first.
Some restrictions may apply. See credit union for details. Federally insured by the NCUA. Equal housing lender.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. An apparent gas leak and explosion that rocked northern Livingston County and southern Genesee County is under investigation. The blast occurred yesterday morning near US 23 south of Fenton. Consumers Energy officials say there was a possible line break on a transmission line, but the Fenton Township Fire Chief says crews were doing some maintenance on the line shortly before the blasts. No injuries were reported. Debris from the blast, including pieces of the pipe, were blown 200 to 300 yards. Right. It's called long COVID, where some people are still experiencing symptoms months after contracting the virus. Here's health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights.
Fatigue, mobility problems, shortness of breath, and heart palpitations. Some of the problems people are experiencing months after a COVID infection. Dr. Eunice Yu is medical director of post-COVID recovery care at Henry Ford Health System.
There's a number of theories as to why this might be. One is that the virus may not be fully cleared by some people. Another theory is that there may be an autoimmune response.
Like physical therapists and cardiologists help treat long COVID patients at Henry Ford.
Michigan State Police are looking for at least 2 suspects who stole a cabin in northern Michigan. Following up on tips, troopers found the 12 by 28-foot cabin Tuesday at a home several miles south of Kalkaska. The cabin was first reported missing on February 7th. Anyone with information on the persons involved are asked to contact the State Police Houghton Lake Post. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today. We'll see high in the mid-60s. Southwest winds of 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a low near 36. Friday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy skies, high 38 degrees. Then on Saturday, a chance for some rain showers here, cloudy and a high of 44. Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high of 55. Then by Monday, partial sunshine develops, high around 53. Tuesday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy, a high of 50. And Wednesday, chance for rain, a high of 49. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast.
It's 51.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show. You're on WSGW. Brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty for all of your real estate needs, residential or commercial. Give her a call at 989-295-7713 or visit Pinnacle Realty at the Point, M46 and M47 in Saginaw Township, where you'll find Cafe 476. It has delicious foods and soups and all kinds of good beverages. Open phones for this hour on this St. Patty's Day. And since I've mentioned it, today is St. Patty's Day, and the folks at Big Gick's Nursery would like to help you spread a little bit of the Irish cheer in honor of this special day. Shamrock plants are now buy one, get one free. If you're lucky enough to be Irish, or if you're just Irish for the day, may a shamrock help you brighten each and every day. Remember, shamrock plants, now buy one, get one free at Big Gick's Nursery. For the best and luckiest selection, hurry in. Big Gick Nursery and Garden Center, West Side Saginaw Road in Bay City on this St. Patty's Day. Again, open phone, so whatever you'd like to talk about. I want to bring up another one. I mentioned the e-vehicles. We talked about those yesterday. Well, we also talked about the fact that the Senate unanimously passed a resolution to make the country permanently on daylight savings time. And you knew that would stir up some controversy. Well, it has. Folks who represent sleep doctors, the American Association of Sleep Medicine, has said that they believe that it should not be daylight savings time, that it should be standard time. And the reason they say that is standard time more closely follows our circadian rhythms as humans. And that if you disrupt those rhythms, there are risks of obesity, metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular disease, and depression that have been associated with daylight savings time, apparently. Now, they do applaud the stopping of switching times. They want that. But they want it to be standard time and not daylight savings time. It still has to pass the House and then the president, but it was unanimous in the Senate. How often can you say that? Not very often indeed. All right. Paul in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art.
Go ahead.
Art?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I say amen, and you're making my eyes all puddle up, those sleep doctors. But I got two issues. First one is, this is what the Chinese government has been doing recently. They've been contacting all these European refugee countries that have all these Ukrainian refugee women, and they're asking those countries to tell those women to relocate to China. Men can't find a wife because of the one-child, no-girl policies of the last 50 years with abortion and contraception.
Well, that's gone in China now.
It is gone now, but these Chinese men still can't find a wife. There ain't enough women to go around.
Yeah, well, where'd you read this?
I I heard it on the CW channel there on their news channel, and I wonder how many of those Ukrainian women are going to go to China. I doubt very few.
I don't know. I wonder how true it is.
Well, here's issue number 2. You and I know that lithium ion is rare earth, and it's in the Earth's crust. And lithium is harder to get out of the ground and more expensive than drilling a dry hole for oil. And a dry hole for oil costs between 15 and 20 grand each. Now, 60 Minutes had a program where they found lithium 5 miles at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. And even that is rare earth and pretty hard to find and extract, and it's expensive.
Yeah, so what's the point?
Companies are going to switch 100% to EV and abandon oil. Where is the lithium ion going to come from when it's rare earth?
It'll be drilled for just like oil.
Yeah, but it's harder to find and more expensive. But here's what these climate changes don't tell you. At the North Pole, the ice is melting. But at the South Pole, the ice is increasing. They don't tell you about that.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
Well, I'm a... how can I phrase this? I'm a slightly moderate environmentalist. Here's what I mean by that. I believe personally that part of what we're seeing with the weather is because we're reaching the end of an ice age. In other words, normal cyclical behavior. But at the same time, I do believe that we have had some impact on the environment as humans. I think it's hard to deny that with the kind of stuff that was pumped into the atmosphere for a whole century.
Right. I agree with you.
So I think we clean up the stack emissions. We do what we can to do it. But we're not, we in the United States have done yeoman's duty. Where's the rest of the world? Now, I know a lot of the European nations have done their share, but where's China? Where's Russia? Where's India? Where are these countries that are pumping it into the atmosphere? That's what we should be concerned with.
You hit the nail right on the head.
All right.
That's right.
Good enough.
Okay.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Paul.
All right. Have a good one.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Pat, you hang on. I'm going to get to you after the break, but we're going to talk to Carol and Sheridan first. Carol, good morning. Carol?
You mentioned your oil bill. Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned your fuel oil bill.
Yep.
And we have propane. We used to burn wood is the best, but that's history now. Too much work. But we have an Eden Pure heater, like an infrared heater.
Yep.
And that really, really helps. When at night when you're tired and cold and you sit down for a few minutes, that really helps. And we wear a vest around. It's kind of low on your back. It really helps too. When you're tired, and does help on the fuel bill, I think, because it didn't cost very much to run that Eden Pure, I don't think.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, we keep the thermostat steady, and I mean it's and we don't have it hot. It's not hot in the house. It's comfortable in the house.
Yeah,
but
it
you know,
really helps down low on your back. It seems at night when you get that's what gets cold.
Yeah, not me. I'm under the covers.
Well, I stepped almost 1 o'clock. But it does help to have just we don't run it all the time.
All right.
And we are cutting all the trees and things down. And we have a neighbor that's so good on ripping up all the woods in the fence rows for his, penny corn. But that really does make a difference. When you go down 57 now, you can almost see to Sheridan, to Carson, to Crystal. And that does make you walk in the forest, or we got a swamp, and it's so much warmer or cooler in that. You times that by a few million times, and that does make a big difference.
But we're growing windmills.
Well, Rouge Windmill is really close to us, and really, I'm telling you, if you think about the oil, And you think about that. And, I was going to tell you, there is a big pipeline. I know it went through Middleton, and it blows up.
Well, there are lots of pipelines.
But,
There are lots of them.
But listen, they, over by Six Lakes, they pump the oil into empty oil wells, and that's where a lot of that oil is stored at Six Lakes. And one time that caught fire, too. But it's kind of interesting to know, but that's where they store some of the oil, is in empty oil wells.
All right.
So
fair enough.
I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Yep.
But
All right, Carol.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
Yeah, bye.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back and find out why Pat wants standard time. All of that is ahead here on WSGW.
And now a small business setback. Set to smooth jazz.
It's late. You're driving in the rain with only one thing on your mind. The deer about to total your HVAC van. But with Progressive's 30-plus customizable coverage options, you're covered. The rest is just saxophone.
When running your small business gets rough, Progressive Commercial is there to smooth it out. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Twinkly sound.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize? It's a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters.
or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner. I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerinAmerica.org. Brought to you by Council.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, you're looking for the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened lower despite an encouraging report on the job market. The number of new claims for unemployment benefits declined by 50 to 214,000. Continuing claims also declined to under 1.42 million. Housing also improved. Groundbreakings for new homes rose 6.8% in February, though permits declined. Economists say home builders are working through previously obtained permits. Netflix shares are lower. The streaming service is testing ways to address illicit password sharing. It's looking into charging you an additional fee for users outside your household using your account. The Netflix terms of service restrict other users to those in your household. And Dollar General shares are rallying after an up. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Exergen would like to say thank you. Exergen thanks all the frontline workers who sacrificed their lives over the last 2 years. Exergen thanks you all for following the guidelines to keep us all safe. Exergen thanks you all for listening to their advice to stay vigilant by taking your temperature twice daily with Exergen temporal scanner thermometers. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature because you've listened. Thank you from Exergen.
Glenn believes defunding police is radical and dangerous. Michigan's murder rate, 14th highest in the nation. Violent crime, above the national average. Annette Glenn backed more funding for police to keep us safe. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
All season long, it's Tigers baseball.
Backhanded on the in-between hop by Candelario at third. Throws to first. He got it. What a play. Soto ready. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes.
99, baby.
This one's got a chance. Grand slam. Home run for Jonathan Scope.
Listen on weekends throughout March for special spring training game coverage.
Then,
The Tigers roar all season long.
On News Radio 790 WSGW.
Underneath for Dickens and a two-hand stump, and it's 37-24, Maize and Blue. It's NCAA tournament time for the Michigan Wolverines. The Maize and Blue take on Colorado State in the opening round, live Thursday morning at 11:30 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And nothing like a little baseball and March Madness to sound off the beginning of spring, huh? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And I know you do, Pat. Of course, you would like to see it in standard time rather than daylight savings time. But okay, I'll bite. Why?
Because I want to be able to sleep at night. And if sunlight is going to be out until 11 p.m., I don't know if I really want that.
That's right. You get up early. I forgot. You get up early. All right. Well, we'll make an exception for your house.
But you know what? Do you know what this will hurt too? Think about if we stayed on daylight savings time, right, for a long time. This would hurt the Christmas light industry.
Yeah.
Think about it. Because, yeah, I mean, it's still going to get, dark. We're going to lose our light sooner, obviously, because it's winter time. But that means that instead of 5 o'clock, that's
6 o'clock.
Something like that. So, yeah, people like to turn their lights on sometimes in those really gray December days. They turn those lights on around 3 o'clock.
That's the second excuse using Christmas that I've heard. The other was the Christmas. Of course, Christmas Day will be at 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll still be dark.
Right. That is the other thing. Yes. Yeah. So I'm all for staying on the standard time. That's fine. I don't know. I've always been more of a standard time person than savings.
I must admit I'm more of a daylight savings time person, but I am willing to accept either as long as we don't have to change.
Right.
That to me is the key.
But again, I remember reading about this, and I brought it up on the morning show with you the other day that we tried this back in the early 70s. Now, I wasn't around for that, but that according to the story that I read, it said that Gallup polls were showing that there was like 70% support for daylight savings times to be the norm. And then in 2 years, that would drop down to about 40% because people didn't like it. And especially the parents, they didn't like sending their kids out in the dark when they were picked up by school buses and everything.
Well, the other side of the coin is, when was the last time you heard anything unanimous come out of the Senate? It's scary, isn't it?
Scares, yeah, that scares. That was the other thing. I said, wait a second, what did they do wrong?
All right.
That's how I look at it. Whenever they do, when they all agree on something, like, wait a second,
what's wrong? I got
something's
it.
wrong. Something's wrong.
All right. Thanks. Mark is in Bay City. Mark, good morning. You're on the Art Lewis Show.
Mr. Lewis, how are you doing on this fine St. Patrick's Day?
Sure, and bigora, the luck of the Irish be with you. We're doing fine.
Doing so well. Hey, I'd like you to entertain a thought.
Okay.
Okay, how long has the universe been around?
Who knows?
All right, but the overall guess is like 15 billion years.
Yeah, whatever. Pick a number.
Okay,
works for me.
What I'm getting at is, how do we know that life? We 200 years, 300 years in the scope of things is nothing compared to 15 billion.
Right.
We know that life hasn't gone from planet to planet to planet.
Oh, we don't. My theory.
We don't. Exactly.
My theory on alien life is that we are living proof that there could be another planet just like us.
Just like
because
us. Exactly.
When you read, if you're a religious person and you read the Old Testament, and in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, it says that He created what He did on this planet. It doesn't say that He didn't do it someplace else.
Right. Exactly.
So I think in the billions of stars and planets and things that are out there that we don't even know about, sure, it's possible. And it's possible they could look like who knows what. Do they have to resemble us? Maybe not. Depends on their atmosphere and what they've were born into. I do not discount the possibility of life somewhere else in the universe.
No, you can't.
No, but then again, I haven't seen it yet. That's the other side of it.
So, okay, I just want to propose that thought to you that life's been going on and going on.
I don't disagree.
And it's just nature of the beast. And, we can try to stay here longer, but probably the end game is still in the cards.
Well, the end game, we all know what the end game is for all of us. There is only one end game.
Right.
So,
well, you have a pleasant weekend, and
you too.
Pleasure talking to you.
Thanks, Mark. Have a good one. Bye-bye now. Let's talk to Bill is in Frankenmuth. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Let me, I'm just want to offer a bit of a corollary to your commentary about the possible end of a mini ice age occurring.
Yeah.
Just some background on this. There's extensive Greenland ice core studies that are going on, where rather obviously they bore down through the ice, and they've been able to read within, I think, a thousandth of a degree from their measurements of what the temperature span has been for the last 8,000 years. And interestingly enough, for the first 6,000 of those 8,000 years, the temperature of the planet roughly was approximately 3 degrees Celsius or Kelvin higher than it is now. Okay? But what they found out approximately 2,000 years ago, the temperature began to drop down approximately 3 degrees Kelvin, or centigrade, as we use either one. And interestingly enough, then since then, it's been slowly, gradually rising once again back to what would basically be the threshold temperature for the planet. Now, interestingly enough, that 200 years ago, when it began to rise and was at its lowest point in the temperature scale, was when they began recording temperatures for the planet in a customary form. So this doctor, who's doing the research there, all he has just indicated is, yes, the planet is warming. But however, from what to what?
Yeah. Well, that's always the question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, if somebody really wants hardcore evidence, there's nothing else. Just go on to their search engine and put in Greenland ice core studies.
Here's what if I assign percentages to climate change, for example, I apply 85% to Mother Nature, 15% to mankind.
So good numbers.
That's
my. And there's no doubt we're doing something.
Yeah, that's it. And we should.
There's too much energy pumped into the atmosphere.
And we should do something about that. And we have as a nation. The rest of the world, though, has got to get on board. It can't be just one country.
Exactly. And the thing is, when we have our two major polluters, that being India and China, it's difficult to decide that we're going to suddenly go to zero emissions.
Yeah.
And with all the costs involved in doing that, and just be hamstrung with that and let everybody else do as they wish.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Bill.
Yeah. Anyway,
good stuff.
A little bit of science data for you.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Al is in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur.
Morning.
I only know one saying, Aaron go bra. I don't know what it means, but that's the only one I've ever heard.
The only one I know is Shurim Begorra. So it's,
Yeah. Hey, I got to agree with Bill on that. There's a lot of truth to that. I think the human activity is so insignificant, and I got to believe you're right on that, that we aren't doing that much anyway. And I think the numbers are different than yours. I would give human activity maybe a 5, and the rest of it 90 something for and then maybe other things that are happening that we don't even notice, from solar or from various other things that affect the planet. So I think the human activity is much less. But I agree with Bill. If China is going to continue to pollute and India is going to continue to pollute, any activity we've done to cut back on it is so insignificant. It's sad when I see 50 or 80 windmills on a hill, and 2 of them are turning and the rest of them are froze. They don't even move at all. And that's got to tell me something too.
Well, they are, they're reactive though. I mean, I've seen windmill fields where, there's only a couple of windmills turning, and I've seen windmill fields where they're all turning. It depends on the weather. I mean, they're weather sensitive, and it's like solar, how many solar panels are producing electricity when it's a very, very cloudy day. Michigan, a long time ago, it was always said Michigan was one of the poorest places to put in solar because we don't have that much sunshine. Do we have enough? Do we have enough to generate what we need? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that.
To put a solar panel because of the microclimate situation. Like you say, we have so much cloud cover. It's a very inefficient place to put it. Back to Paul's point about the lithium. The environmental people don't tell you is they're going to have to strip mine to get that stuff efficiently. They aren't going to be able to do it mining lithium any other way other than strip mining. And I don't know how they're going to do it at the bottom of the ocean, whether they're going to have a creeper go along and grind the stuff up and somehow get it to the surface. But it's going to have to be a strip mining process to do it.
I don't know about that. I think technology will improve as the need is.
It's highly inefficient to drill a shaft to get into something to haul it up. It's very highly inefficient.
Depends on what it's worth that you're hauling up.
Well, lithium's very expensive, but they want to do it the most economical way they can, and strip mining is it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it because of the depth. I think it'd be difficult to strip mine it.
Well, they've done it with coal for years, so at some point we're probably going to go back to coal. We're going to wind up.
I doubt that.
Coal isn't that bad, and we need to go back to it. Well,
once you're off of it, it's tough to go back to it.
Well, we're going to still sell it to China.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll sell it,
and we're going to sell it to somebody. So
sure. All right.
I think all this environmental stuff is just it's craziness. It's craziness.
Well, I don't go quite that far, but it's
no. But they're expecting the least of us to pay for the cost to replace coal, and that's what's crazy to me.
All right. Fair enough.
Thanks, Arthur.
All righty. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye now.
More coming up on the Art Lewis Show. Lines open.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, you can expect access to care as soon as you need it. You can schedule appointments for checkups or routine care at a time that's convenient for you. You can also call our customer service and get the help you need. With Blue Cross, it's easy to get the care, tests, or treatment you need whenever you need them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/senior options.
This is your time for a good time. Now go live your life to the funnest. Leave boring behind and come to the place made for nonstop action and excitement. Saginaw Eagles Landing, where winning big at all your favorite games, tasty bites, and comfy nights all come together. The possibilities are endless, and so is the fun. It's all... So come on, Michigan. Let your fun out. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Do you want the best for your car? Then Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with Premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
This is Kareem Bowen, host of United Shades of Gray, Conversations of Race in America. We will be continuing about CRT, critical race theory. Tune in and find out what this really means.
United Shades of Gray, Sunday evenings at 7 on WSGW. From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones. Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Hey, morning, Art. I wanted to throw my 2 cents in on the gas or the electric vehicles.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. When you drive a gas-powered vehicle, it releases emissions, but those emissions over time will be cleaned in the atmosphere, whether through trees or the water or whatever. But if we drive an electric vehicle, from my understanding, there's some precious metals that are used in these vehicles that if they don't replace them will become more and more precious, thus putting the price up. But on top of that, you said of these trucks already, these battery-operated trucks. The problem I have with it is these batteries now that get thrown out will never be cleaned by the atmosphere.
Yeah, they need
So we're making
that needs to be solved. How to recycle these batteries needs to be resolved because right now there is no solution.
Yeah, and I think we're making the situation worse by rushing ahead. Slow down, find a way to make these batteries reusable or something, because otherwise they're just going to fill landfills and release all those toxins and all that garbage into the much worse than a gas-powered car ever would do.
It's nice to think about it, but it isn't going to happen. And the reason it isn't going to happen, just look at Ford's sales of those trucks. People want them. And, you know, we as a people can be selfish at times. You know, what's in it for me? I want that truck. I don't care about the battery, you know, and that's the way it is. And manufacturers know it.
Well, it might be, yeah.
It's reality.
With those truck sales, yeah, it is, but I still think they need to slow down on this. But the truck sales to me doesn't represent the entirety of the country. That's just a few people who are, you know, left wing, probably eating, you know, anything without a face. And so
well, if you're gonna, Scott, don't turn it into politics, because I would guarantee you, if you looked at the 200,000+ people that are pre-ordered an F-150, half of them are probably Republicans. Don't kid yourself about that. That's not a left wing or right wing thing. That's a selfish thing, and that doesn't know any party.
Well, I think it is a left and right thing. I mean, the left is making it law, and the right's just saying, let's go along with this and let technology work technology itself.
Well, the law's not there yet, but people are still buying them. There's no law.
Right.
People are buying them.
Well, there is a law. We have gas tax. We have this inflation. We have with this president. I didn't even want.
Yeah, but there's, you know.
We do have laws. What he's doing, he's forcing gas prices higher. He's putting regulations on the companies that are trying to produce energy. He is causing this to some extent. To some extent.
Okay, so as long as you put it that way, I agree.
And I do. I did hear the guy who called last week after I called, and I will concede. Destroying the country might be a bit harsh, but they want to completely change it from what we know as a thriving America.
Oh yeah, you put it that way, I would agree with you. They want to turn it into a socialist type country. So there, I would absolutely agree with you on that. But I don't think it's going to happen, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't think they're going to have the power in about 8 months.
I hope not, Art. I really hope not. I hope we get these people in there and impeach those two that are in the office. And
well, you're not going to do that. And here's the other reality. Let's say the Republicans get it back. How long before they screw up and the Democrats take it back? That's been the history of the country. Been the history of the country.
It is, but the difference is the impeachments that they had against Trump were just strictly politically motivated. This guy is in office as well as his VP, have actually broken laws. They're breaking laws by doing what they're doing with immigration, bailing people out of jail. No, these guys have actual impeachable offenses.
Never happened.
Removed.
Never happened.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
Never going to happen. Never going to happen. And it would be looked at as vindictive if it did. And it's just the way it is.
Well, see, that's that, and I hope not, because these Democrats do need to get in trouble at some point for all this that they're doing. I mean, I turned the View on the other day. These people are still spewing that Donald Trump was never officially elected in 2016. I mean, this is a sickness with these people. Yeah.
Well, then wait a minute now. Is it also a sickness then that Donald Trump says that Biden was never elected? If it's a sickness on one side, is it a sickness on the other?
Well, it kind of a little bit. It looks like it. I mean, you know as well as I do, there were some discrepancies. And when Joe Biden came forward and said the 2020 elections was the most secure ever with 0% of fraud, you know something's going on. But yeah, I'm just saying these Democrats they lie, they throw false flags. They are bad for the strong America that we all love.
All right.
They're bad for it. They're making us weak. All right, Art.
Good enough, Scott. Hey, appreciate it as always. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye now. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll free 866-790. WSGW on this St. Patty's Day.
It's time to dust off your shamrocks and shillelaghs and head to the Sawmill Pub and Grill March 17th for a St. Patty's Day party. Doors open at noon. With a corned beef and cabbage. So grab a group of friends for dine-in or call 989-793-2692 for takeout. The Sawmill Pub and Grill looks forward to seeing you March 17th for what is sure to be a grand celebration. So come out, eat, drink, and be Irish. The Sawmill Pub and Grill, located at 19 Sawmill Boulevard in Saginaw Township, off M47.
I vaccinate because I want to protect my daughter.
I vaccinate because these diseases can be deadly.
Because of vaccines, we tend to think of diseases like whooping cough and measles as things of the past, but they aren't. Michigan's children still get them and pass them on. Get the whole story at ivaccinate.org.
I vaccinate because I got the facts.
Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, the Franny Strong Foundation, and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Liberty, 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 liberty.
Has this ever happened to you? My friend was telling me about his new pair of headphones, so I looked them up online. Now, everywhere I go is a creepy ad for those headphones I looked at one time. I hate that feeling like I'm being watched. I got DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers, all for free. It's that simple. Take back your privacy online with DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for an adventure at the Frankenmuth Aerial Park. $1. It's usually $42. You are getting it half off. With everything slowly but surely starting to thaw out, it's time to get outside and have some fun. This deal gives you admission for one for a 2-hour weekday or weekend session at the Frankenmuth Aerial Park. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Miss that the members of Michigan's Redistricting Commission have voted themselves a pay raise.
Oh, yeah, yes,
a nice, healthy raise. Their salaries when the commission was created was supposed to be nearly $40,000. They voted last year to give themselves a pay raise, and now this is going to take them roughly to nearly $60,000. Yeah, at a time where also they're not doing as much, and in fact, the only reason they are being done is because of the lawsuits being filed. The chair says we're trying to be fiscally responsible and be good stewards of the public's money. By voting yourselves, how tone deaf can you be?
How far are you going to get, Charlie?
Charlie, if you decide to vote yourself a pay raise?
They are going to be done until 2030.
And then, someone has to draw the maps again.
I'm trying to find a silver line.
Because there always is. Let's see, this is 2022. Mark this down.
8 years.
8 years from now, get ready to be cheesed off again.
Get appointed, Charlie.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you, and Pat is at the studio chomping at the bit to join in again. Patrick?
I appreciate that, Art. No, I'm just hearing some talking about the lithium batteries and all this stuff about electric cars. My dad works in the alternative fuels industry, and he's been doing it for over a decade. And I remember him telling me, he said, Pat, in a decade, this is where it's going. And I said, I don't know. I'm not seeing that there's a lot of energy there. He goes, to do this. And he said, and when I mean energy with the business community. He
right,
said,
yeah.
Oh, no. He says, oh, no, that's who's going to push government. It's not.
Well, if they can,
listen. The company's pushing government to do it.
If Ford can sell out their trucks, don't you think they're going to build more of them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they see it.
Of course.
They've done all their market research. They've done
absolutely.
all of everything. These are not stupid people
running
these and running the car industry. So they know that.
But that goes back to demand too, because there has to be a demand out there from the public.
Which is why they're doing this, though.
Which is exactly right. But I don't think I don't think the push for EVs is without government in the background doing a little pushing on its own.
Well, I think they're both. I think in
they're
some
both
ways,
involved.
Involved in it. Yeah, absolutely. And but it is, in my opinion, I think that what you're seeing is that this is the car companies, I think, and other towards this, and government sometimes lags behind. But
well, this is only the beginning.
And it is only the beginning. And the other thing with the lithium, it's true, the mining is not the best for the environment, which is why they are setting up all of these centers and these research centers to try to find the best ways to recycle.
So then you ask yourself this. Ask yourself this. How is it any different than a turn of the 20th century when the automobile came along, and we had to start drilling for gasoline, and what it would do and how difficult it was going to be? How is this any different? We just have something new to go after. It's just when people don't want to accept the fact this is technological progress and it is going to happen whether we like it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say one other thing, and I know you got another caller here. I'm still your previous caller. I still don't understand how does he said that Joe Biden is driving up the cost of gasoline. You and I talked about this last week, is that I don't see why there are many companies right now, oil producers, that want to produce more, because if they do that, that would help drive down the price. And what's the incentive in price when they're making loads of cash right now?
Well, because they can make it both ways. You can make it on, you can sell $100 a barrel oil, or you could sell three $40 barrels of oil. You make more money when you sell the most, not the least.
Well, they dropped out, though, Art. They dropped out during the 2020, when the whole country basically shut down for COVID, and they were losing so much money, they shut down.
Well, yeah, because they couldn't make any money drawing it. But
that's what I mean. So
but the administration has made it more difficult to start up.
How so? With all these public private can drill, they're not drilling them. They don't want to, because it's going to drive up the price. And like you and I talked about last week, remember back in 2018, 2019, when we were drilling all this oil, guess who then decided to say, oh, you guys want to try to play with the big boys? We're gonna ramp up our production. Remember?
Well, but that's,
it was OPEC.
But yeah, but that's that's competition, and B, because of that, they also suffered the loss.
And a lot of those companies dried up.
Yeah,
because they couldn't
well,
deal
but that's competition. That's the nature of the beast. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with somebody else coming along and saying, "Well, you do this, and we're going to compete with you." Okay, let's go at it. The strong wins.
And if we're against socialism, then we should not be subsidizing oil companies.
Oh, I don't disagree. I don't think we should be subsidizing companies that make that much money.
All right. Hey, you've got Norm from Bridgeport. Thank you, Art.
Okay,
Thank you so
good.
much. You got Norm from Bridgeport.
All right, Norm. Good morning to you.
Yes, I've been listening to your conversations about the electric vehicles.
Yeah.
And the only thing I met you at the Maytag store the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Sure. And I know what size you are now. So you would probably fit into electric vehicle real well. But I was as big as you when I was small.
Well, just a minute now, Norm. Just a minute now, Norm. I've driven 3 electric vehicles, and you would fit into at least 2 of them, and they were both cars.
But how am I going to get out of them?
Same way you get in and out of your car today. It's no different.
No, I don't. I've never had a car for 45. I ain't had a car 40 years. I've been driving pickup trucks, and that's why they're selling pickup trucks, because people can't get in the cars.
Well, cars I drove, you could get into pretty easy because they were big full-size sedans.
Well, the last one I had a friend of mine pick me up, and I tried to get in their car, and I fell into a hole, and then I couldn't get out of it because I had to put my feet up on it. I couldn't get out of it.
Well, I got one guy here, Rick, and he's a pretty big guy, works at the radio station. He gets in and out of it.
Yeah, but how old is he? I'm 80.
He gets in and out of a Nissan Leaf, which is a small car. Well, I'm 79, and I had I know I'm smaller than you are, but I still have to get in and out of it. You know, the ones I drove 1 SUV and 2 sedans, and anybody could fit in them. And they were comfortable.
And the other thing I'm worried about is the gas tax. They don't pay no road tax no more.
Well, they're going to have to figure that out. That's going to have to be figured out. There's no 2 ways about that. Absolutely.
Well, our governor spent millions. She spent millions so they can. There's 3 expressways down in Detroit where you'll be able to drive 10 miles and your battery will be charged up going down the road.
Yeah. All right.
And that's all coming out of my tax money.
Fair enough. Norm, I got to run. Out of time.
All right.
Talk to you. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Again.
All righty. Today's St. Patrick's Day, and the folks at Big Gicks would like to help you spread a little bit of the Irish cheer. In honor of the special day, Shamrock plants are now buy one, get one free. If you're lucky enough to be Irish, or if you're just Irish for the day, may the Shamrock help brighten each and every day for you. Remember, Shamrock plants are now buy one, get one free at Big Gicks Nursery for the best and luckiest selection. Big Gick Nursery and Garden Center, West Side Saginaw Road in Bay City. Stop in.
With spring just around the corner, it's time to finish up those last few home projects we've been putting off. Hi, this is Sonia with Westside Decorating. Our new Fresh Coat Paint and Primer in 1 is scrubbable, makes any paint job go faster in less coats, and looks better than conventional latex paints. We've got new floors from Shaw, Tarkett, and Lakeshore. We offer up to 24 months with 0 interest. Our showroom at 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township, or call Westside Decorating Center 989-793-6182.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am Hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
All right, we're ready to wrap up the Art Lewis Show. News coming up at the top of the hour, and on Focus today, Buck Insurance. That's what's happening next. Talk to you right after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kafin. Heartbreak in Ukraine's capital.
after a Russian missile hit a residential building, killing at least one person. The barrage in Kyiv goes on, and there's outrage in the southern part of the country over a bombing at a theater where civilians had taken shelter. CBS's Steve Futterman.
Satellite pictures clearly show that the word children in Russian had been etched in the ground both in front and in back of the theater. Still, it was attacked. Up to 1,500 people were inside when bombs were dropped. The main building was destroyed, but the underground basement where people were sheltered for the most part held up. Still, there is anger. Britain's Foreign Office minister calls it a deliberate attack. Russia is accusing Ukraine of staging the attack.
As we hear from CBS's Stacey Lynn, Ukrainian Americans are watching what's going on overseas intently and with horror.
Being a first-generation Ukrainian, you're connected to all these people because it's my culture.
Adrian Polibic lives in Washington, D.C.
We all have known the terror that would someday visit us through Putin.
Who he says has proven to be
the unhinged madman that he is.
And says
he can never sit at the table of presidents or leaders ever again.
A Russian court has extended WNBA star Brittany Griner's detention for another 2 months. She was arrested last month after just arriving from the U.S. A sharp turn for Toyota. Jeff Gilbert of affiliate WWJ Detroit says the automaker is pumping the brakes on production.
Toyota calls it an intentional pause, slowing down production worldwide in the second quarter. That'll mean they build 150,000 fewer vehicles than planned in April. Not only is the chip crisis lingering longer than expected, but now many Toyota plants in China are closed due to a rise in COVID cases.
Amazon says it's closed its deal to buy the movie studio MGM. It was first announced last May. The government says claims for unemployment benefits 214,000. Mark Hamrick of Bankrate.com on a number in that report that hasn't been seen in half a century.
Continuing claims, a measure of those continuing to receive benefits under regular state aid programs, elbows into the spotlight, declining to the lowest since February 1970. They stand at a little more than 1.4 million.
12 finalists for the World Video Game Hall of Fame include Words with Friends and Candy Crush Saga. Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 46 points. NASDAQ is down 66. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
With this week's Spirit in 60, I'm Joey Bottano. After a hard-fought 6-5 loss Monday evening to the London Knights, the Saginaw Spirit returned home Wednesday night to face the Kitchener Rangers for Northwood University night. The first 1,000 fans in attendance will receive a Northwood University foam puck presented by Northwood University. The Spirit and the Rangers dropped the puck at 7:05. After another road game Friday night in London, the Spirit returned home Saturday night. It's Ascension Trauma Night, when the Spirit take on the Sioux Greyhounds. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:05. For tickets and more information regarding everything Saginaw Spirit, log on to SaginawSpirit.com or visit the Saginaw Spirit store at 6321 State Street in Saginaw Township. With this week's Spirit in 60, I'm Joey Bottano.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with Premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am Hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 56 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. The city of Midland has approved the purchase of 3 new fire engines. Here's WSJW's Rick Antonio.
Midland City Council met Monday to vote on a purchase order for the 3 new fire engines, and assuming no delays, City Fire Department should receive the trucks within the next 2 years. At a total cost of just over $1.84 million, Director of Public Services Karen Murphy says 1 engine has already been covered by the current fiscal year equipment revolving fund budget, but the budget needed to be amended to be increased by just over $1.1 million to cover the cost of the other 2. Coming from Sutphen Corporation in Dublin, Ohio, Fire Chief Joshua Mosher says the specific G2 pumper engine model was chosen because the department already uses 2 Sutphen trucks. The company is easy to work with and is easy to order repair parts from. Currently, each of the city's 3 fire stations has a ladder truck and a fire engine, and the move is to allow for more redundancy and coverage. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Next Year Automotive has reported annual results for its fiscal year ending December 31st. Next Year reported a 2021 revenue of $3.35 billion, which represents a 10.8% increase when compared with 2020. The company reported full year 2021 operating profit of $115.2 million, and a net profit attributable to equity holders of 2021 was $118.4 million, 1.4% higher than compared with a year ago. Guben Zhao, CEO of Next Year Automotive, says in 2021 they remain committed to the strategy for profitable growth, and continued expanding and diversifying the revenue base. Next Year's proven strategy as a guide in navigating last year's challenges, including the global semiconductor supply shortage, commodity inflation, logistics challenges, and continuing COVID-19 impact. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
The HBA of Saginaw Home and Garden Show is back, sponsored by Builders First Source and partnered with the Saginaw Valley Nursery and Landscape Association. Our exhibitors help make your renovation, your new build, or your landscape project a breeze. There are raffles, prize giveaways, a scavenger hunt, student showcase, grab lunch at Cafe Corner, visit the open job board in the career booth, and enjoy educational seminars on Saturday, March 19th from 9 till 7 and March 20th from 11 till 5 at the SVSU Rider Center. Visit SaginawHomeshow.com for more information.
When it comes to cereal disease protection, Prosaro Pro 400 SC fungicide from Bayer makes all the difference. With 3 effective active ingredients for overlapping control of foliar and head diseases, and a flexible application window for head scab, it's formulated to lower DON, protect yield potential, and promote superior grain quality. Prosaro Pro, the future of plant health starts here. Visit ProsaroPro.com to learn more. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A physicist who theorized the existence of solar wind and became the first person to witness the launch of a spacecraft bearing his name has died. Eugene Parker's son says he died Thursday in Chicago at the age of 94, a decade after being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. NASA administrators and University of Chicago colleagues hailed Parker as a visionary. The Houghton, Michigan native is best known for his 1958 theory of the existence of solar wind. That's a supersonic flow of particles from the sun's surface. NASA honored his work by naming a probe destined for the sun after Parker in 2018. The dangers of drunk drivers before noon. A personal injury attorney David Feminino says to stay safe when celebrating today, St. Patrick's.
The danger begins in the morning. The danger is not just in the evening or in the afternoon. The revelry begins in the morning. And so I think that people's defensive driving for potential drunk drivers doesn't really kick on until nighttime. But here in Michigan, some partiers will start at that 7 a.m. bar first opens for St. Patrick's Day.
He says downloading a ride-sharing app, calling a cab, or phoning a friend are good ways to keep yourself safe. Feminino also says those arrested for drunk driving will spend at least 93 days in jail. Canada will no longer require a pre-arrival COVID-19 test for vaccinated travelers as of April 1st. A senior government official confirming the change today spoke on the condition of anonymity due to a lack of authorization to speak publicly ahead of the announcement this week. Last month, Canada's health minister announced travelers coming to Canada would be able to present a negative rapid antigen test at the border as an alternative to a more costly molecular test. The United States still requires a negative COVID-19 test to enter. WSGW News Time, 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today. We'll see high in the mid-60s. Southwest winds of 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a low near 36. Friday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy skies, high 38 degrees. And on Saturday, a chance for some rain showers here, cloudy and a high of 44. Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high of 55. And by Monday, partial sunshine develops, high around 53. Tuesday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy, a high of 50. And Wednesday, chance for rain, a high of 49. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 57.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis from my Saginaw Spirit Home Studio, and Focus is brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. Focus today, we focus on Buck Insurance, but it's kind of a 2-part show today. We're going to talk insurance up front and a walleye festival on the other end. And with us to do that this morning, we say good morning to Ken Buck. Good morning.
Good morning, Art.
So I want to start with, we all know about, health insurance and automobile insurance and liability insurance. But there's got to be a million specialty insurances out there. And something that came to mind is special liability insurances for special situations. For example, people that have CPLs that carry a weapon, is there special insurance for that?
There should be. If you have a CPL license or concealed carry permit, you should have special insurance, because not only are you having the guns at home for self-defense, or you're hunting with them, you're carrying them around in public. And the standard homeowners policy is designed to cover accidental injury to other persons of their property. So there's a specific exclusion for expected or intended injuries on homeowners liability. So if I am messing around in my backyard, I accidentally hit my friend and injure him, then that's covered under homeowners insurance. If I get mad at him and I swing at him on purpose, then that's not covered under homeowner insurance. So when you discharge your weapon, the expected or intended it could injure someone. So there are a couple of different organizations that you can join that have that type of liability insurance.
It's not something you'd buy from a regular agent like yourself?
You can. It tends to be kind of expensive because it's more designed for if you do that in the line of your occupation. So the United States Concealed Carry Association has coverage for, if you have a member there, they have $2 million liability coverage, and that includes some coverage for bail bonds and some other things if you get sued or have some issues with the law based on the discharge of your weapon.
So you join the organization? Is that what you do?
You join the organization, and then the NRA has some self-defense liability coverages too. So by joining some organizations, there are a couple of other organizations that have that liability available to them.
What about specialty insurance for specialty vehicles, like, for example, ATVs?
That is going to be a bigger issue right now because you get the side-by-sides that are road legal. So the big thing is that an automobile? Is that not an automobile? So if for the ATVs, like the side-by-sides that you just use off the road, it's not a problem, because then you just buy a standard like dirt bike or motorcycle or four-wheeler policy from any auto insurance or your own insurance agent. The problem is when they're road legal and can legally operate on the road, there's a lot of companies that are specifically excluding coverage for those type of vehicles. So,
well, if you're going to use a vehicle like that on the road, does it have to have a license plate? Does it have to be registered and licensed?
That's the gray area right now because they're road legal, but they don't technically have to be licensed right now. So there's going to be eventually some really bad accident that happens, and then we'll get some legislation regarding exactly how those things need to be covered and that sort of thing, because a lot of insurance companies are covering them when they're used off-road. Problem is that on the road.
Yeah.
Also, you have a lot of golf carts. Those are designed to use on the golf course, where you go into any campground and you've got golf carts everywhere. So unless you have specific liability insurance on the golf carts, those don't automatically have coverage off a golf course.
Yeah. Let me take another one up. And this, most people don't have this, but some people do. Either in ground or above ground, a swimming pool in your home, at your home. How is that covered?
That is covered automatically. Generally, if it's an above-the-ground pool, it has to have either a lockable or removable ladder. In-ground pools have to have a fence all the way around it. So when you started coverage with an insurance company, generally most companies will inspect the property to make sure that you have all the handrails on the steps and that it's not you don't have a liability hazard at your premises. So once they accept your house after the inspection, then it doesn't cost extra for having a pool and not having a pool.
All right. Hang on. We'll be back. We're talking to Ken Buck from Buck Insurance in Freeland. More on that and more on something that Ken's involved in coming up soon, as a matter of fact, the Walleye Festival. We'll talk about that when we return here on WSGW. Let me suggest to you that Krizak's House Family Restaurant is proud to be a business that serves the area with the finest in dining and takeout services and in-house eating. Grateful for all of you who have supported them. They look forward to serving you once again every day. Takeout day at Krizak's from 11 to 7, Friday and Saturday 11 to 8. Krizak's House Family Restaurant at the corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. And for takeouts, reservations, parties, events, call them at 894-5531. And after you have a delicious dinner at Krizak's and you're full up, you'll be ready for bed. And when you go to bed and theoretically spend a third of your life there, you need quality sleep. And you can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores. You can rest assured the mattress you are using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home, or 1-hour delivery window. We should put it that way. Somebody pointed that out. In other words, you don't have to wait around all day. And if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 989-753-1757.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit inspiresleep.com to learn more.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Underneath for Dickens and a two-hand stump, and it's 37-24, Maize and Blue.
It's NCAA tournament time for the Michigan Wolverines. The Maize and Blue take on Colorado State in the opening round live Thursday morning at 11:30 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you on Focus as we talk to Ken Buck from Buck Insurance in Freeland. And Ken, I know you're involved and you want to talk about the upcoming Walleye Festival. So let's start with some basics. What about the date? When does it start?
The opening day of walleye season is always the last Saturday in April. So that's when we have our festival. So all the festivities begin Thursday, April the 28th. So that's when the garage sales open. So it's kind of hard to go anywhere in Freeland during that weekend and not find a garage sale.
Yeah, it's hard to go anywhere on the side roads. Let me ask about the Freeland Walleye Festival. How old is it? Do you know how long the festival's been around?
This is our 36th annual Walleye Festival this year. So It's been around for quite a while.
And you did have smaller versions during the pandemic, didn't you?
We had to cancel it totally in 2020, and last year we had a limited version of it because everything was still going on. We wanted to keep everybody safe, but this year we're back with our full slate of events, and we've added 2 new ones actually.
Oh, what's that?
On Thursday at 6, on April 28th at 6 o'clock, for duck races down at Tittabawassee. And also, we're going to have, we now have a youth cornhole team at a league in Freeland. So we're going to have on Saturday a youth cornhole tournament.
Well, let me ask about something I know you're involved in. That's the car show. Are you going to have a car show again this year?
Absolutely. We're looking for a nice, warm, sunny day. And that's going to be held at McDonald's Ford in Freeland. That's going to start on Saturday. Registration opens at 8, and the cars start showing up at 6 o'clock. And so that is, depending on the weather, we usually have between 150 to 200 cars out there, and bikes and motorcycles. And we had some racing bar stools a couple times, and so we have all kinds of different vehicles come out there.
and of course, you'll have your car there.
Yeah, I will have my car there.
Yeah, I forget. Ken has a rather nice, powerful Corvette.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. How about some of the other activities that are ancillary to the Walleye Festival? There's usually a fish fry put on by the Athletic Association.
Well, the Athletic Association does not do the fish fry anymore. We are actually looking for a group to host that, and there's still time to plan it. But we have 70 members in our club, and there's so many other activities going on that we just literally do not have the manpower to do the fish fry this year. And so the Athletic Association has chosen not to do it. So if there's another group in Freeland that wants to host a fish fry, they need to get it. That's one of the few things that we're still looking for someone to sponsor. But we have a cornhole tournament on Thursday, and we have a Texas Hold'em tournament on Thursday, and then we have vendor spaces for small vendors and at the Learning Center on the corner of Church and 3rd Street to go along with the garage sales. And we have fireworks on Friday night, and we're going to have a beer tent open, and Stone Street Revival is going to be playing there on Friday night, and the Sinclairs will be playing there on Saturday night.
And let's not forget there's a little fishing going on too every now and then.
There's a lot of fishing going on.
Yeah, it makes sense.
We have 400 to 600 fishermen that sign up, register, and if you turn in at least one fish for a weigh-in, then that qualifies you for some prizes at the end of the tournament.
Is there a place people can go to get more information?
Yes. Everything is at www.freelandwalleyefestival.com.
That's simple. That's simple. All right, and let's talk about your insurance agency. Where are you located if they want to get a hold of you for insurance?
We're in Freeland along with the Walleye Festival, and it's a 7585 Midland Road, and you can contact me at 989-695-2525 at ken@buckinsurance.com or www.buckinsurance.com.
All right, Ken, listen, have a great time. I'm sure we'll talk to you before the Walleye Festival, but we'll look forward to seeing you there too.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you at the car show.
All right. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye now. Ken Buck from Buck Insurance and the Freeland Walleye Festival. We thank him for joining us today. We'll be back to wrap it up and move on to the farm show, and that happens right after these notes.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail. If the sun